And at the top of this hour, we are tracking the proceedings in Parliament because it's been a rocky start to day 2 of Parliament's monsoon session. There was ruckus in Rajya Sabha with the opposition hitting out at the Prime Minister and saying that the PM was only offering lip service and not action. The Trinamool Congress, on the other hand, has directed its parliamentarians to launch an all-out attack on the government on its alleged failure in dealing with the border standoff with China. On your screens also pictures of Mayawati, the BSP supremo, who's threatening to resign because she says that the Dalits are facing atrocities across the country and her voice is not being heard inside the House. Let's go across to my senior colleague Brijesh Pandey for more on this. Brijesh, what next? It's only day 2 but repeated adjournments since this morning already.
Well, I think, this is going to be the order of the day because the opposition does not want the government to get off the hook because, after this Mayawati's outburst, I spoke to MOS Parliamentary Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, and he said that, we have repeatedly said that the government is more than ready to discuss any issue under the sun, whichever on whatever topic the opposition wants. But they say that what they're not looking for is the repeated adjournments of the House because they say that, it affects the business business viability of the House. But despite that, the opposition looked like in no mood to, give up on the government, and this is the reason why we saw a ferocious attack which was launched by BSP Supremo Mayawati. Now, the government is saying that, all her talk of threatening to resign or saying that, that I will resign if I don't get enough time to speak about Dalit atrocities being committed in the state of Uttar Pradesh, where there is a BJP government. The Bharatiya Janata Party National Secretary said that, all she is doing politics in the name of Dalit, and her tenure is anyways going to come to an end in the next April, and this is the reason why she wants to make a martyr of self. So, political game is going on from both sides, and in Rajya Sabha, where the opposition parties have a numerical superiority, they do not look like, letting the government go off the hook. Ananya?
Yes, as several adjournment motions also filed by opposition parties, one on China, the other on lynchings across the country. Brijesh, if you can hear me? I think we've lost that phone link with my colleague Brijesh Pandey, who's reporting from right outside Parliament. But Brijesh is talking about the ruckus that we've seen as Parliament's day 2 began, repeated adjournments of both houses, and in fact, Lok Sabha adjourned right till tomorrow. We're just trying to see if more proceedings take place in the other house of Parliament. But for the moment, to the political reactions we've been getting.
मानसून सत्र शुरू हो चुका है और हम उम्मीद करते हैं यानी इस मानसून सत्र में
that they want the other business of the House should be suspended, and there should be a detailed debate on what led to, terror attack on Amarnath Yatri in Jammu and Kashmir. And they said that, if there is case of intelligence failure, even that should be, looked into thoroughly, and the government should make a statement in the House so as to make sure that what kind of security arrangement have been put in place to make sure that, no such terror attack is repeated. So, but the overshadowing...
Brijesh, we'll just take our viewers straight to Rajya Sabha.
Start the discussion right now. See, don't be non-serious about the discussion. Start the discussion right now.
See, so the leader of the House is saying.
No, yes.
So give us the
That's
video of
what,
the
yes.
discussion.
See,
There
yes.
are 12 issues.
Derek, listen.
There are 12 notices.
Listen. Yes, I'll call you. I'll allow you. See, in the morning I had allowed. I want a discussion, so I called member's name. I allowed honorable lady member. After that, you know what happened. I really want a discussion. You know that. Okay. क्या है point of order?
Article 85. Article 85.
Pardon?
Article 85 of the Constitution. संविधान के
835 of the Constitution.
Article 85 of the Constitution.
Constitution क्या है?
ये मेरा कहना है कि श्रीमान लगातार सदन की बैठकें कम होती चली जा रही हैं। आप आर्टिकल 85 देखिए। आर्टिकल 85 में दिया हुआ है कि सदन बुलाने का अधिकार महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी को है और महामहिम राष्ट्रपति को मंत्र परिषद लिख के भेजती है। मंत्र परिषद से प्रस्ताव जाता है कि कौन तारीख से कौन तारीख तक सदन बुलाना चाहिए। शिवन पहली लोकसभा में या राज्यसभा में 200 दिन से ऊपर काम हुआ। ये सदन 14 दिन का बुलाया गया, सिर्फ 14 दिन है वर्किंग डे। निरंतर सदन को बैठकें घटाई जा रही हैं और सरकार 18, 20, 22, 24 बिल ले आ रही कि आप दिन रात बिल पास करिए। इस हमारे बिल हम पर थोपे जा रहे हैं कि हम दलितों की बात न कर सकें।
Angry scenes once again in Rajya Sabha as the House has convened after 2 adjournments since this morning. Lok Sabha adjourned till tomorrow morning 11 a.m. Brijesh Pandey, is this monsoon session of Parliament again set for a washout? Because the Prime Minister appealed yesterday itself on day 1 of the monsoon session for all parties to work together for the nation, he said. And immediately we heard from the Congress's Mallikarjun Kharge saying that Prime Minister must act on lynchings instead of simply giving it lip service.
Now, see, if you want discussion, government has said the government is ready for discussion. Which subject you want discussion? I am ready to take up discussion. I am ready. अभी discussion, नरेश जी, अभी discussion शुरू करने के लिए मैं तैयार हूँ।
नहीं थी सरकार की नीयत नहीं थी।
चेयर तैयार है। अभी डिस्कशन शुरू करने के लिए चेयर तैयार हूँ। I am ready.
सरकार डिस्कशन चाहती है।
गवर्नमेंट इज ऑल्सो रेडी।
नहीं, ये तो दलितों पर अत्याचार
सरकार तैयार है, बोला है।
तो खाली दलित से किसान का भी
मैं क्या करूँ?
किसान का मुद्दा है। हाँ। आज हजारों किसान प्रदर्शन कर रहा है।
What do I do? What do you want? If you want discussion,
माफी मांगो, माफी मांगो।
if you want,
माफी मांगो,
काय के लिए? No, I am ready for discussion. सुनो, discussion करेगा. I am ready for discussion. अरे discussion करेगा. Go to your seat. I will allow discussion. No. I am ready for discussion. Derek, what subject you want to discuss? I am ready.
Minister. When the Home Minister.
Yes.
इन 3 वर्षों में नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में अनुसूचित जाति, जनजाति और पिछड़े वर्ग के हित की अनेक योजनाएं बनी है। उनसे उनको लाभ मिला है, लाभान्वित हुए हैं। इनके पास बोलने के लिए कुछ है नहीं, चर्चा करने के लिए कुछ है नहीं, केवल हल्ला करके सदन को इग्नोर कराना चाहते हैं। ये सरकार
How is adjourned up to 3 p.m. 3 बजे तक 3 p.m.
And Rajya Sabha adjourned once again till 3 p.m. because the opposition is asking for a discussion on several contentious issues which we've heard earlier from the government that they're open to discuss. But it seems the opposition wants to make a point, including we saw the BSP's Mayawati, who's now threatened to resign from Rajya Sabha. Brajesh Pandey, what next? Is this monsoon session of Parliament going to be a washout given what we have seen on day 2 itself?
Well, it looks very clearly that, that the opposition is in no mood to relent, because if you heard that, that the chair was continuously asking, saying that the government was more than ready to discuss any issue, but the opposition kept on pressing the point and, shouting slogans that this government, which is anti-Dalit, will not let it function. So it's very clear that the opposition parties have made up their mind, and they will not listen to the repeated request which was made by chair as well as the government that they are more than willing to discuss any issue. But opposition has already made up mind, and it doesn't augur well for the monsoon session. Ananya?
It doesn't augur well for the monsoon session, including the drama that we'd seen earlier by Mayawati as well, Brajesh. Is that a fight for her political survival, given the fact that also the NDA seems to have trumped her by putting up a Dalit face for Rashtrapati Bhavan?
Well, it does. And this is the reason why, the BJP MOS Parliamentary Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi and Bhupendra Yadav came out and said that, all this stunt which is being pulled up by BSP Supremo Mayawati is basically a botched up effort to survive or to resurrect her dwindling political fortune. He said that, the government has made it very clear that they are more than willing to go for any kind of debate which the opposition parties want. But saying that, that she is not being allowed to speak and that she will go ahead and resign, the government has made it very clear that, this is all a political stunt, because her Rajya Sabha tenure ends in the next April, and the fact that, that the BSP does not have the requisite number to send her back to Rajya Sabha. So they are saying that, that she's just trying to shore up her reputation in front of her Dalit electorate, and barring that, there's nothing much. Mayawati.
Rajesh Pandey there reporting. Thanks for the moment. Rajya Sabha adjourned once again, and Lok Sabha adjourned right till tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. In fact, let's just listen in to some of the political reactions that we've been getting.
विपक्ष तो मुद्दे उठाएगा, मुद्दे उठाने भी चाहिए। जब विपक्ष मुद्दे उठाता है तो हमें भी काम करने में मजा आता है। जो भी मुद्दे विपक्ष उठाएंगे, हमारे पास सभी मुद्दों के जवाब है, सवाल भी है बहुत, तो करने दो, हम भी इंतजार करेंगे।